Australia is such a big place. I mean, I came from freezing cold weather, green fields, mountains, snow, and within 24 hours, we're in the desert here, dry as a bone, there's snakes and kangaroos, and in a totally different environment. And that just shows you how great and how huge Australia is. Way up out of Perth, we sort of got confronted with a pretty heavy frontal system coming through, rain and clouds, the whole works, and I thought to myself, oh gee, here we go, here's the start to a really bad trip. But as it turned out, the weather cleared and we just got blessed with great conditions, blue sky, really good sized large waves, and we just had a great time up here. I've heard so many stories from Scotty, and he's been asking me so many times to come up, and I just haven't had time. And finally this year I rang him up and I said, hey mate, I have some time. He just called me up last week and said, hey, it's going to be a great swell, and let's do it.
How would you sum up the vibe that you get from this place in the desert?
Taking it easy, get a few waves, relax a bit in the car park, just sort of melt into the nothingness that's around you. Yeah, a real altered state really to anywhere else that you are on the rest of the planet.
Do you reckon it's a bit ironic that it's taken Jace this long to get over to Eneabba?
Ah, I don't know, everyone's got their path and what they got to get done with contests and travels and obligations and whatever, and now he's had the time to take the time to get over here.
So after being on tour for 20 odd years, it's just awesome that I can finally have the time to come and do some spots here around Australia. And last minute, Campbell, one of my good friends from Hawaii, gave me a call, and I said to him that I was coming up here, and he's like, you know what, I haven't been to Western Australia before, I want to come as well. So he jumped over and came on the trip with us.
I knew it was a bomb when I was striking into it. It was growing, and it stepped slightly as I was dropping in. But just to get down to the bottom, it was so smooth. Everything just felt perfect on that ride, and be able to make that bottom turn and make the section, I was just such a rush. Being out there with just me and Jason, and being on your own with your buddies and stuff like that, sometimes it just doesn't get any better,
Yes, being up here and camping out here in the desert, you definitely feel isolated from the rest of the world, and I think that's really part of the whole Australia feel, is just to come out here and camp and get up of a morning and surf, and then in the afternoon go for a sail and have some beers with your mates around a fireplace at night. And that's just the epitome of what all the boys do up here in the desert, and they're doing it every night. It's just awesome. Some of the waves here are just incredible. I found that right at the very top of the reef, there was a really large, just peeling left-hander with no one out. There was no one surfing it in the morning. There was no one windsurfing it in the afternoon.
It's a wave we see a lot, but never really sail, because it's sort of up the reef. It's super shallow and gnarly on the inside, and was only really considered a tow wave.
Some of those waves, it was just unbelievable. The wave stretches down the reef like probably 100 yards, So where you're taking off and looking down the end of this long reef, there's no keyhole or there's no break in the reef. So all you're seeing is this long tapering wall, and it's an amazing feeling. You're just dropping in. The wind was very offshore. Wave was just like sheet glass, and just racing down this line all the way down the reef. It was probably one of the best like shaped windsurfing waves I've ever seen, and it was just incredible. After being on the tour for 20 years, it's just unreal to finally have the time to come back to Australia and sail some of the unbelievable places with my mates. The northwest coast of Australia has some of the most insane windsurfing in the world, and it's just only now that I've discovered it, and really it's in my own backyard. You know, I live in Australia and I haven't been here, so after being, you know, on tour for so long, I can finally come here and do it, and I'm so happy. What did I say at the start? What was I saying? Was it the desert light was simple? What was that? Flat cloud? How big Australia? No, that was it again. Yeah, this trip was this trip. I just don't know what to say about. Oh, did that mic slip? That mic slipped.
Yeah, Johnny.
Quite pretty hook, isn't it? How's that one? Scotty's on a sick wave right now. I'm just going to ice this thing and deal with it and get out there. I think that's, oh, Scotty, nice. How was that? That was great. Oh, that was fantastic.